show.
I'm so excited to be back.
I know. Last time, if you guys didn't watch Annie's video, which I'll link below, she was just on her law of attraction journey, transforming her life. And now it's been a little over a year, I think. And now she is a certified life coach. So she's now become an inspirational YouTuber, certified life coach. You've turned your life around. And today our video is going to be about law of attraction tips for when everything is going wrong, because you completely turned your life around. We're in the middle of a global pandemic right now. And there's always going to be moments in our life when it feels like we can't attract anything. So today we're going to tell you the steps you need to take to fix that. Anyways, though, welcome, Annie.
Hi, I'm happy to be here again.
A grand intro for a grand person. So I guess let's just start out with like, what is the law of attraction and how does it work, you know? Because you really went from being a babysitter to a life coach in the span of like less than 2 years.
Yeah, like 2 years. The law of attraction is the universal law, and it's all about the fact that wherever your focus is, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're feeling, that's what is going to show up more in your life. So if you're focused on all the struggle, on all the things that are going wrong, on it being like my parents' fault and my friend's fault and
whoever's fault.
Yeah, whoever's fault. Like if you're focused on those kinds of things, you're just going to have a lot of struggle show up in your life. But if you're focused on things that are expansive and the things that you want and the things that you want to build for your life and feeling good, you're going to see more of that. And also with that, like psychologically, our subconscious mind is going to track down more of those things that we're focused on because it wants proof that what we believe is true.
Yeah, exactly. If I was like telling the viewers, like, find everything in me and Annie's screen that is white, and now you're thinking about everything white, and now I'm like, okay, point out what's blue. It's like, wait a second, I was looking at white for white.
Yeah, your brain is searching for what you're focused on.
So yeah, whatever you're looking for is what you're going to find, which is what the law of attraction is. And, you know, I wanted to do this topic about tips for when everything's going wrong, first off for the state of the world, but also you just see so many videos online and it's always like, my law of attraction success story, this is what I did. And people like you, Annie, and like me, we're always constantly manifesting, but they don't see the days where we're not manifesting or we're just like, oh, life is horrible. I'm in a rut today. Everything's going wrong. Like that does not change. And I don't think people talk about that much. Like I don't really see videos about like, well, how do you get out of that when you get into that mode? So, you know, before we get into your tips, can you explain like what a day like that is like? Like, oh, let's call it a law of attraction rut day.
Yeah, when I'm in like an anxiety rut is usually what I look at it as. Those are the days that I think it's important to like actually slow down and take care of yourself. And for one, like the big point is like actually let yourself feel it, because I feel like in those moments, so many people, they put so much pressure on themselves, like, oh, this feels bad. Let's like, I need to fix it. And then they just like put more drama into it and it makes it even worse. And then they're looking for all of the bad things in life and that's just amplifying. So it's really important those days to just slow down, turn inward, and I think more so focus on your mental health at those points. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because so many people, they just try to like fight it and they're like, no, I need to manifest. I need to do these things. And they're not giving it the attention and like nurturing that you need in those moments.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, I have a negative thought. Now I'm going to manifest more negative thoughts. And then you get like this, I mean, this is how I feel today. So it's such a timely like topic. And it's like, you know, it's okay to stop. And there's this visualization I've actually been doing when I get in these points, and you think about it, you're like, go, 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 law of attraction. And it doesn't always come back instantly, or like you're in that intermittent where you're like waiting for it, but you have to think about it like sending a letter in the mail. Like you sent it to the universe. It needs to get to the person you're sending it to. They need to read the message and they need to send it back to you. So like if you're like, go, 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 and you set a bunch of things into the universe and now you feel like tired, that's because the message has been sent. Like let it send. Like let it come back to you, you know, like you can't just keep going, because then you just keep putting more and more messages in the universe and then they're gonna like come back, but you need enough time to receive the message.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel that. I think it's very important to be patient And like, I have the tattoo, can't really get to it right now, but it says imperfect timing, because I love this statement that I learned from my mentor, Samantha Skelly, that everything is happening for us in perfect timing. Exactly. So it's like trusting that what we want, it is going to come to us. The thing about law of attraction, yeah, there is action steps to take, like making a vision board, putting efforts, like if you want to manifest a home, go look at homes, things like that. But like allowing it to happen and not forcing it, because that's not the law of attraction. If you're desperately forcing, that's actually the opposite. You're creating like the negative vibes, which you know, when you're in those negative emotions, that's what you're manifesting. You're manifesting things that match that. So like people put so much pressure on manifestation, but it's actually coming from a very desperate place.
Exactly. It's kind of like, you can even equate that to dating. Like when you're dating a person, you're like, why won't this person answer my phone? But you're like freaking out. And all the advice everyone says is like, just wait like a day or two, like wait to see, like don't say anything, because then you send that message to that person freaking out, and then you're like, why did I say that? I look stupid. And then you wait for it to come to you, and then it comes to you and you're like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't like freak out. I just went on with my life and was calm, and like it brought it to me. It's just like, and I say examples like this because obviously the people who watch us believe the law of attraction, but you know, there's a lot of skeptics out there, and it's like, you can equate this to any area of your life. You can even call it something else, you know, if that's how you understand it. But
language is a huge thing.
What are your like foolproof steps? Like what are the steps you take on the days where you're in a rut? Like step one obviously is like relax, let myself feel it. I think it's really important, because in those moments, I feel like we get really in our head, to try to become aware that we're in our head and not identify so much with all the things that we're telling ourselves. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Because we get so up in our heads, and then we're manifesting those things that are in our heads. So just becoming really aware of that, and not taking the things that we're thinking so personally. Like there's a saying, you find freedom when you don't believe everything you think. Does that make sense? Yeah. So just working through that, taking it slow, meditation. I think it's really important to clear your mind and clear your body through meditation. So that's a huge one for me in those low moments, getting really present in those low moments. And you know, you can do that by testing your senses, your 5 senses. Have you heard of that? Where you like?
No, I haven't heard of that.
Oh yeah, to get super present. What is something that you can see? What is something you can touch? What is something you can smell? What is something that you can taste? That gets you really present, because you need to be present in order to be able to manifest properly. You need to first be present, and then from there you can focus on the things that you want. The thing about manifestation though, it's like, you're not just attracting what you think about and what you speak about. Like, yeah, that's a big part of it, but really you're manifesting, like the strongest part is what you're feeling.
Yeah,
so but like the feeling, and I'm talking about like the physical feeling in our body. People don't think about that piece enough. Like, how does it feel in your body when you're excited? It feels like tingly and like a burst of energy. Like that is what amplifies manifestation. So first getting present in order to get out of the funk, in order to elevate your emotion. So the emotions that you're feeling in your body. And to amplify what you're thinking about, what you're trying to manifest, you want to match how you feel to what you think that thing will make you feel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when we manifest, or when we're trying to manifest things, it's not that thing that we even want. We want what we think we'll feel once we get it.
Exactly.
So how can you get yourself to feel that way now in order to draw it to you sooner? So how does that feel in your body? Like, what is something that you want to manifest, Lindsay?
This is what I want to manifest. I guess I'd like to manifest inspiring people on a greater level, like working with Oprah, Marianne Williamson, getting some higher level things.
So how do you think that will make you feel once you're in that position?
I think it's going to make me feel just like really, I don't even have a word for it, like happy, like bright, like I'm making a difference and people want to hear that difference. That's, I don't know how to explain how that feels, but that feeling like, okay, the feeling is, I guess, my soul and my body like as one.
Yeah, that makes sense. So even if you don't know the words to describe the feeling, like for me, something like that would just feel like really kind of tingly and buzzy and exciting, like really expansive. And that's what you want to feel now in order to draw in that thing, or that's going to, you know, really amplify the ability to bring that in.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and when you're acting from that place, like acting from the feeling that you want from that thing, doesn't that feel so much more like powerful to get there? It gives you so much more drive when you're like, ooh, I already feel this excitement. I already feel like what I want to feel. I'm living my life feeling what I think there will feel like, because we know there's like no actual there. We're always like, once I get there, then I'll be happy.
Yeah, and then like you're not. And you make a really good point, because what I'm saying, oh yes, like we have goals, but when I talk about my show, I've had people drive all the way to my show from San Diego, and they treat it like they're on Good Morning America. And I remember having this moment being like, why aren't I treating myself like Good Morning America? Like these people are treating me like this. And I'm like, in my head, like, oh, you know, I don't have 1 million subscribers. Yeah, I have a really cool studio and I have cool experience, but like, why would someone treat me like Good Morning America? But they do. Even people are nervous. I'm like, what? You're nervous of me? And it's like, you guys believe in me. Like, we have to see that. And like, and I said this in my last video too. It's like, no one can take away your intention or the vibe you want. Like, it's not really the goal that you want. It's exactly what I said, how you make you feel. So if you feel that, if you can always constantly figure out a way to feel that way or come back to that feeling, your goal is always achieved, you know?
Because that's all we want. And we can have those things that we want to manifest, and we will get them if we focus, feel what we need to feel, and, you know, really pursue them. But none of it really matters as long as we already feel that way now, because that's all we're searching for. Yeah,
exactly. So let me just repeat the steps for everybody watching if they want to write this down. Or I'm starting to make it work.
I gave steps, but
so are these like these are steps? Tell me if I'm right. Step 1 is just like take a break, take a breather, let it flow.
Feel it.
I'm writing it down. I'm doing the steps. You guys do the worksheet with me. Step 2, what is the senses thing called? 5 senses to get to the present.
Oh, just get super present. So what are your 5 senses? So what are things that you can see in your environment right now? What are some things that you can touch, like feel in this moment? What does the texture feel like? What's something you can smell? Maybe there's a flower or some incense or a candle. What's something you can taste? Just using your senses to get present instead of being up in our head.
Yeah.
Because that's what presence is about, not living up in our thoughts, spiraling in our minds, but being here in the moment. Get present. And I would suggest meditation. That's a big one for me.
That's a form of that as well. Find a way. So step 1 is just relax. Don't go crazy. Step 2, get in the present moment, whether that be doing the 5 senses or meditation. And then step 3 would be think about what you want and how that feeling is.
Yeah.
And
what would that feel?
Feel that feeling. Like visualize, is that a yellow light? Is this vibrating? Am I happy? What is that feeling? And just focus feeling that way. Don't focus on all the things to do.
Yeah, because when you think of that, like, or even you can do this exercise as well. You can think of a moment from your past that was amazing and visualize that intensely too. And remember what that felt like. Because if you vividly visualize something that's happened to you in your life that was such a great moment, in your body, you feel those feelings. Just like when you think of something sad, thinking of a sad incident from the past makes you feel sad physically, like your body feels sad. Yeah. It's
like when people tell you think about eating a lemon, and or even if you see a picture of a lemon, all of a sudden your mouth gets that, like I feel it right now, like that lemony feeling. You get more like saliva in your mouth. You actually have physical reactions to your thoughts.
Yeah, and actually our body and our subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between being consumed in our thoughts and it actually physically happening in our reality. Like same with visualization. Our subconscious mind can't tell the difference between a vivid visualization and something happening directly in front of you. So to feel those things that you want to feel in order to manifest, think of that thing vividly, or like I said, you can also do the exercise where you think of an event in your life that's already happened that's been so amazing, just to bring up those feelings in your body.
Because feel everything.
Feeling is everything.
I'm feeling it right now, and you know what I always tend to feel too is like I feel me on the beach and like the sun, what it feels like when you're on like a really tropical vacation. But I've talked to other people because I call, like, people have commented on my video asking about like what visualization is, like having reasons of why they can't do it, and I'm like, it's literally daydreaming on steroids. Like if you want to be on the beach, literally imagine on the beach and feel what it feels like to have the sun on your face. Like I will feel it, but people don't do that. Like daydream on steroids, like.
Yeah.
You know, take a breather from life. Like if you have the ability to have a mental health day, which we kind of pretty much have right now, just take that time to think. I used to think when I get in these ruts and I do nothing, it was going nowhere until I started going for walks and I would see something or get an idea. Like people get ideas in the shower or whatever, or even I Googled like ideas that came during quarantine. It was like Newton came up with, I think, the law of gravity during this, like the apple fell on his head and he was like, what's the force of an apple falling? That these things come in moments of just taking a break. And I think we get like freaked out about the law of attraction when we're taking a break and we're like, I'm taking a week and I'm so unproductive. But those actually is like the process of it coming true. Like when you work out, you take a break and the muscles grow. When you sleep at night, it's okay for everything to like be going crazy. Like that just means take a step back.
Yeah, it's safe to slow down. It's actually sometimes the most productive thing you can do is to slow down, because it gives your mind a break and you're not pushing too hard and hustling. Because it's not about hustling for anything. It's about attracting what you want and doing so from a place of ease.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel good to like push, like force.
That's funny you say that, because I had like a really big life coach mentor me one time, and she told me, because I was coming to her about this thing and I feel like this today even, and the one thing that always stuck to me, she said, you need to live at the point between effort and ease. Like you gotta be constantly moving forward, but not at that point where you're like, oh my God, I gotta be there, I'm doing nothing, and then you're like anti-productive. It's like it needs to flow. If you feel like you're going against the flow, take a step back. You should be making progress and not like doing absolutely nothing towards your dream, but don't kill yourself over it. Like, how can you be happy for a goal if you're not happy? Like the goal of life isn't to like, you know, and that's what they always say, like work when people are sleeping. I don't believe in that. Like, what is a work life if you can't sleep? You know, is that really happiness or success? No. And like, we have to ask ourselves those questions and say, I come first. Like my health comes first. When I take care of myself, like the rest will happen.
Absolutely. I fully agree with that. And also another thing popped up in my mind for when you are in one of those like lower ruts. Just a little extra tip here is
pro tip
to remind yourself that you're safe in those moments, because I forget the actual terminology for it, but like the oldest part of our brain, like the prehistoric part of our brain, the function of that is to detect any possible danger. So we have this piece of our brain operating, always detecting what could be wrong, always detecting possible danger, because back then, if there was like a tribe or an animal or something happened or you were rejected from your tribe, you could actually die. And we still have that piece of our brain operating, looking for potential death threats. And although we are safe now, we're safe in our homes, even though everything's happening in the world, the coronavirus, we're still safe in our homes. But that piece of our brain is like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Where's the danger? Where's the danger? Where's the danger? So reminding yourself when you're feeling anxious and flustered and stressed out, like, whew, like slow down and tell yourself, like, you're safe, it's okay. Because in those moments, we just do not feel safe.
Yeah, then you have to control that. We only have a few minutes left, so I want to know, what's like a mantra or the biggest message you want to leave everyone with?
A mantra or the biggest message? I think I want to go back to my tattoo just to like really emphasize that, because I feel like that was the big turning point in my life when I realized everything is happening for us in perfect timing. Even when things seem horrible, sometimes the biggest like blessings and learning lessons come from the most painful moments. And looking back at my life, those were the biggest turning points. And if I didn't have those in my life back then, it wouldn't have led me to my life now, which now I'm so grateful for, and I wouldn't change anything. So if everything is happening for us in perfect timing, you have to allow and believe and accept that even when things feel difficult, it's happening for you in perfect timing.
Yeah. And just don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Don't worry. Just be on your perfect path. Like we are on our perfect path, and just keep going on it. Keep going on that journey and that adventure. Well, I can't believe the time's almost up. This is like amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm going to link you all her first video so you can see her from the beginning of her journey to now.
Yeah.
If you're not following Annie already, I've linked that below, but tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube. My channel is OhhMyAnnie, that's with 2 H's, or on Instagram. Or if you're interested in one-on-one life coaching, my website is www.ohhmyannie.com with 2 H's.
Yay, go follow her. And you guys, my Dose of Bliss videos, they're every Thursday on my channel. And on Mondays, I usually try to do some tips from myself as well, just regular YouTube videos. So be sure to subscribe and check that out. And of course, subscribe to my channel. I'm Lindsay B. Hoffman across all platforms. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. Yay. Okay, let me stop recording.